I know. But I'll just tell you 5. But yeah, crazy.
Go, Mo, go. That was, it is what it is,
Name me the quarterback who I am. Put it like that.
50, 60
Mo,
yards.
who's your top 5? Just run up. You don't got to give why, because I know you've been on the first episode. Who was your top 5?
My top 5 was, because again, I seen played or played against. But I always watched, like, high school football. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was Jamel Riddle, LaTroy Oliver, Freeney, because again, I played varsity as a freshman, so 98 he was a senior, so I saw, you know what I'm saying? It was Ryan, and then it was
Justice.
Okay, all right, cool.
But then it's shit, because then it's like Timmy. I mean, there's a lot of guys like Horace Dodd. I mean, I don't know if you remember Horace, but like Horace Dodd rushed for 3,000 yards in the season, went to Penn State, played running back. So like, and then transferred to BC, and he's from Connecticut. Jim Henry, we were just talking. Greenwich running back, played with Sullivan. So there's a lot of guys, but like Jamal Lewis.
Bloomfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a beast. He was nice. And he ran track. He was 2-sport. Yeah.
Who was your top 5?
Let's see. I'll start with John Sullivan. I know that they mentioned these, I guess, in the past, but I'll start with John Sullivan. I played against him twice, actually, in the playoffs.
I saw him dominate y'all.
Animal.
No cap. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Listen, I was on that. Listen.
He was a center. I was at Southern.
He went both ways.
That's the year y'all lost to them.
Yeah.
Y'all beat them the year before, but the year y'all lost to them, I don't know what year that was, but he played center, and I just saw this cat taking like. Cochran teams are strong, bro.
Yeah.
And he was just moving by himself, like
nuts.
Like taking.
He was a one-man wrecking ball, yeah.
And then it was just, I'm like, who is this cat? And people looking at me like, you know who? I don't know who he is. But how I do.
State wrestling too.
What you guys
dominant.
You guys gotta understand. So Greenwich went to the finals 3 out of the 4 years. He went to the finals 3 out of the 4 years when he was there. 3-time All-State wrestler. And he went on to go to Notre Dame, right? He got full ride to Notre Dame.
NFL. 13 years in NFL.
13 years in NFL.
Yeah, with the Vikings.
He started with the Vikings.
Vikings and one other
he
team.
Played with, he played on a few teams.
Yeah.
But just dominant. He was a dominant
force, 100%.
lineman that I've never seen. You really don't see linemen that are
I was a sophomore on the sideline watching him lose in life.
325 pounds that can move.
Fast.
So I would go with John Sullivan. I would go with someone who really isn't talked about much, but I knew him since I was young, and he could just play any sport and was great. Marcus Mitchell.
100%.
Marcus is a person that you can put him.
Damn, bro.
Marcus was a great baseball player.
First person I've seen kind of like
could do it all.
Not Riddle down, but like hold his own as a freshman.
Yeah, sophomore.
But so was he a sophomore?
Yeah. Marcus was it.
Marcus was a animal. Basketball, baseball, football, whatever sport you put him in, he's gonna be great. All right, I got a little side story with it, which I won't get into details about the situation. Only a few of us know on the team. He got involved in a situation the day of a game. The day of a game, and we ended up going to the game. And let's just kind of keep it a little simple. Played in the game with about 6 or 7 stitches in his heart, right here. And throughout the game, he's playing. The stitches were just popping, pop, 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 left and right. You see his jersey all soaking in blood. Okay, that's the type of mindset that he was. That's the type of mindset that he was on. You know what I mean? I always looked at him like a grown man. I went to high school, and I'm like, man, how is this grown ass man still in high school? Like he just looked away, right? Ripped.
True story.
He just ripped.
With Marcus, like when I was a junior. No, I was a senior. They had, we had. I don't want to say the guy's name, but we had an offensive lineman. But he's got some other things going on, so I ain't gonna mention him. But he ended up going to South Carolina. So if you're from New Brain, you know what we're talking
You kind of know the story,
right?
right?
You know what I mean? But he was getting recruited by everybody. Huge, like 6'7", 300-some pounds. But University of Miami came up to see that lineman and watched our practice. Marcus was a sophomore. Saw Marcus out there moving. Didn't even speak to, just ended up speaking to Marcus for the rest of practice. Didn't say much to John.
You should say his name.
Edit that name. Edit that out.
It's a bunch of Johns.
You know what I mean?
That's a common name.
Didn't say much to him, but that tells you what type of that tells you the caliber of athlete Marcus was.
Right.
You understand this University of Miami
For sure.
speaking to him when Miami was at their heyday. You know what I mean? Like with Ed Reed and all them boys. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So
It was nice. It was just
Nah,
nice.
he was.
It was nice.
So I was maybe 11 or 12, maybe playing travel baseball, and I heard of Marcus center fielder because he was a beast.
Yeah.
He's beast at baseball. So like I first heard of him playing baseball. Nasty. Like, you know, I'm like, well, wow, okay, he plays baseball and football. I could do that. You know what I mean? So like hearing that, and I heard like a whole bunch of draft stories, and just like I said on the baseball field, that's my first love. Just unreal.
The thing
You
is,
know,
like,
he's a
Like
beast.
Marcus Mitchell is the hardest hitter I've ever seen in my life.
That too.
yes.
Like, I think hard hitting New Britain was made because of him.
No lie.
Because like
All the way from Pop
Powell,
Warner.
like
Pop Warner, when we had to do suicide, what was it, the
Oklahomas.
and you
Oklahomas.
counting, trying to see who's on the other side. To make it easy for me,
you
I
could
made
go.
sure I was on the
You
same
could
side
go.
of the line as Marcus was on. No, to make it
You
easy
could
for
go.
me, I was going to be on the same, you know.
I'm gonna be right behind her, yeah.
They're separated from two sides. I'm on the same side as the line as Marcus.
I'm just following
just
Marcus.
making sure he's not hitting me.
It was different, bro. Like it was just like I can't. It's hard to explain, but I'm glad you said that because people don't realize
Taking my
the type-
five,
the
bro.
type- The type of player he was, man.
Damn.
It's crazy. So that's two.
Yeah.
Taking my five.
So you got.
So I'm naming John Sullivan. I got Marcus.
Marcus.
I got Justice up in my top 5. I was hearing about him when I was in 8th grade. I was big on football. Like my whole life revolved around football. So my 8th grade year, I was just like itching to get to the high school because I was like, you know, I'm trying to be on the squad. And I remember my freshman year, I was dominant my whole freshman year to a point that I was dressing varsity, practicing varsity, but never really played varsity. And I remember holding the bags and having to be on defense, holding the bag for like the linemen that are pulling and the running backs that are coming. I'm like, who the hell is this? Like, and then I'm like,
Bro, he was an action figure, bro.
I was like, who the hell is this? This running
sure.
back look like Eddie
100%.
George. You know what I mean? Like, my vision was like, you know,
Shit, I was in sixth grade looking at that.
He
I
was
was
like
nuts.
that.
I was just his first friend when he moved to New Britain because I was living on the east side at that time. But I remember when he went to the first freshman practice and they had all them cats lined up. It was Brandon, like Lou Grant, all them cats. They all
Torrance,
lined up,
right.
Torrance and all them there, and it was just like and they just had cats race, and Justice's shoe came off, and he still beat them cats by like 7 yards, and I'll never forget. Like Corder was just like. Like, who are you?
Because
they didn't know who he was.
Because you gotta
In the
understand.
summer,
Right,
he came from
because
Ohio.
Torrance, Lewis, all those guys from Powell
Pals,
was
they thought
supposed
they
to.
was next up, and he came and
He
changed.
came
all
in
that.
like
Lou changed positions. Torrance said, "I'm just going
school.
just focus on school." Which is all right though. You know what I mean? It's all right. Because Torrance doing good. Lewis did well at receiver.
Hold on.
You feel me? Lewis started every team. They got to stay championship.
Mo,
But it made sense. It was justice.
I got a question. Is this just football related or just everything in general?
It's football related because it's just
Okay, all right.
And we don't have to talk about like because like what they did in college or like the pros.
Nah, I mean, I get it. I mean, it's good to break out. Okay, all right. So the tough part about that is like I personally feel like I'm gonna be biased because I personally think when I played or in our era, we were the cream of the crop. You know what I mean? Like,
that's so funny.
so that's why
when he said,
I can't.
When you said
let me
that
finish
I was
with.
gonna have on New Britain,
I'm
Same, 100%.
gonna finish with my next two, but it's all within my team. Well, not really, because I think Ryan could be in my top 5. My issue is this: if Ryan was playing with us and all that, how would that work out?
Dominant.
Brian was different.
Correct.
Bro.
No. But listen,
Ryan, they still would have been dominating.
but my thing is this. Remember, what I'm trying to get to.
Squad, bro.
He would have been with us, and in a sense, how do you? That's why I'm asking. Are we really predicating it around everyone around the state, or who you really play with? Because outside of like John Sullivan, Tim Washington, we prep for like certain players. Ryan was one of them because you get him out the game, we smoked him every year because of that, right? He was 80% of the team.
So that should tell you how.
You know what I'm saying? Correct. He had the, you know, like pretty much we were in the game. We're like, listen, he's that quarterback. We knock him out, they're done, and it happened. You know what I'm saying? Or the other way, because Ryan went both ways. He can play both ways. He can do this and that, but they don't have the skill set to match with us. You know what I mean? They never did, in a sense, when we played. You know what I mean?
What I see that they just outcoached us.
I mean,
They had Cotto.
Drew Kelly.
Yeah.
They had Drew Kelly.
They were a great coach. They had a good coach. Their coach
100%.
was good. He was really good.
And their offense was he was ahead of his time
But
with
they also
their
had
offense.
They had Dan and they
100%.
had
Fink.
So,
Yeah.
like...
They had good quarterbacks.
and
They always had good
I think those was in the
quarterbacks.
past
Yeah, but we never worried about them. That's how crazy
Never.
it was.
What
That's
about Ishmael?
never. What part of
Never.
I don't. He played receiver, didn't he? He played receiver.
Yeah.
For who?
There's
Ishmael.
Southington. No, we legit.
Because they had some guys.
Listen,
My
They
year-
had-
my
they
year,
had some
They had a dude last name
They had players, but
Driscoll, and they had number 3. I forgot his last name. I want to say like O'Leary. They was deep. They was solid.
they would have got cuffed up by like
Ishmael-
they would have been cuffed up.
Ishmael, what he was like number 15, right?
Yeah.
He was tall.
Tall.
No, he was. We weren't worried about him. He might have had my senior year at least. I don't know about his senior year, but my senior he probably had like 2 catches.
No, you gotta understand. Like Southington had a bunch of like 7 receivers, average receivers.
Yeah.
That with a good scheme that worked for them.
They
You know
were
what I mean?
well coached.
But when you put
100%.
athletes around that, forget about it. It's over. I mean, just
With
like
the
I
grass
said.
cut low.
And not for nothing with the game plan that at the time we had, it was a wrap. You
I
know what I'm
can't say
saying?
nothing about Southern. I never beat him.
But I look at
That's crazy.
I look at it like this.
That's the only
Nah,
team.
really? I never lost to
That's
Suns.
the
It's
only team I
crazy.
never beat.
But
in football.
Steak was right
So
there.
shout out to them.
yeah, but at the end of the day, you were a product of your situation or the situation that you guys were at. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I tell this to everyone that I know, because I dressed your year, I played your year out of position. Because I could have been playing receiver a long time ago before Jack got there.
I didn't even know you could play receiver.
When-
I come back, I'm like, how was?
I was out for
He was
playing
just my
receiver.
backup corner.
Yeah.
You know, and
But yeah.
Yes, they had him at
But listen,
corner.
but EP, but listen, 80% of your teammates knew that because I used to play street football. So like Big Daddy, all them cats knew that my position was receiver. How do I go from my freshman year having like 26 touchdowns receiving to playing corner the next year?
That's nuts.
To playing corner the next year.
Lockdown corner.
Listen.
Lockdown
I will
corner.
say no. I think
I don't know.
I think my freshman year, no lie, I could have probably played varsity and dressed varsity. Because outside Roger Beam and the tight end y'all had was ice cold.
Roger Beam was...
Oh, TJ Madigan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was good.
he was solid.
But I wasn't fit for that because they was mainly run. Everything was run. King, what's his name? Bellamy would have his carries. Jay would have his carries.
Bellamy was the most athletic person that I know in my life.
And I'll finish off so you guys can go with the top 2. Like I said, I mentioned Jay. I mentioned John. I mentioned Marcus Mitchell. I'll throw in there as well Big Daddy, Eric Atkinson.
Jay said that.
That's insane. Like, I mean, he legit like it just didn't make sense how big and fast and strong and like it just didn't make sense. Like my freshman year, I had to hold bags for him and he was throwing me like 15, 20 yards downfield.
Why
Like,
they
it was
not throwing
crazy.
the back of Big
I
Daddy?
don't know. Like I don't know. He was just
You know
he
how
was
that
just
be.
tearing things
You
up.
go over there and hold it back. That's
Who was coaching?
I don't know.
Scout team, go over there. Like,
Who's coaching?
Yeah.
All right, then you listen. No, I got holding back. I said, listen, it's crazy.
More credit to you then, because I would have quit.
I know. Listen, yeah, I know. I know, but you know, and then my 5th, I think I would have to go with. I'm gonna pick somebody that's not on my team, because I'm telling you, we had some heavy hitters, man. A guy that we had to prep for, that we really had to, you know, that was ice cold. Shit, it's hard. It's hard.
I mean,
I'm thinking. I'm trying to think of guys not on my team, and all that keeps going in my mind is guys on my team. You know what I'm saying?
Because you guys played against him, right? Who? Matt Lawrence?
I don't think
From
nah,
Boopville.
we didn't have any issue against them. At that, you know what I'm saying? Not taking anything away from them. But
How could you not put Josh?
He did.
He didn't say Josh.
I didn't say Josh.
How could you?
because there's so many. There's so many. You know what I'm saying? Like
There's a lot. There's a lot. It's tough.
I didn't have to see him. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, you know what I mean? Like going across.
But he was
each
a
other and stuff
sophomore,
like-
he went
He was
with
a
you, right?
sophomore. You know what I mean? He's
You're right.
little.
So he was right. I think he was a sophomore, right?
Yeah, a little time. He could definitely be up there, because I think he changed the game up too, how things were played. But if I had to go with one and just stick with it, golly, this is a tough one because I'm gonna end up saying another hurricane.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it, bro.
I mean,
Shit.
bro, you said
We the top.
cream of the crop.
Yeah,
We the top.
So
let me see. Shit, it's hard. It's hard. I can't really name anybody else. When I played, especially from another
So you're in
squad.
the top 4.
I got top 4.
I got top 4.
I'm going top 4, Mo.
Put
And if I
yourself
have
in.
to, huh?
Yeah, just put yourself in.
No, I ain't putting myself in.
Because not for nothing, and
Right, 2-time All-State.
I'm not, yeah, but still. It's not put yourself in categories. You pick 5 others, you know what I mean?
Well, I'll put you in there.
Thank you, Mo.
I'll
I
tell you what,
appreciate
when
it.
Maurice called me, he said, who's the top 5 athletes, not necessarily football players.
Yeah.
And we came to, what was it, speed, vertical, broad jump type athlete. And I got the 4, he got the 5. I said, Mo, me. I said, and he starts naming people. I said, I don't care. I don't know, me. Like, so it's
If you're going based off
if it's
that
not wrong with you
criteria,
putting yourself as a top 5 football player.
Yeah.
I would. You know what's
Shit.
crazy? I would have Mo in my top 3. Forget 4 if we played against each other.
Right.
God, I'd love to play against you because you took the similar route that Ryan took in a sense. Like you were 80% of the team, bro.
100%.
At the end of the day, like if you went out, if you were this and that,
100% of the
that's
team,
honest
or-
truth. Like I would have loved to play against someone like that. You know what I
The
mean?
thing is, like with us, bro,
Even though we went to college together.
Yeah, we'll
Well,
talk about college.
All right.
But we at Berlin we had guys, bro. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, do you like boys? They was getting.
I'm gonna keep it real, Mo. We would beat you up by 50.
We scrimmaged you every year and we smoked you.
Mo always says
Not
this.
when I was there.
Yes.
Mo, I never
98.
scrimmaged you.
That's what my freshman 98. I started varsity from 98 to 02.
Mo, we never scrimmaged you.
Every year with Connor.
No.
Yes.
No, we never scrimmaged you.
That's where they got the
Mo.
steak.
I know,
Then we
shit, I seen the
scrimmaged
size of
every
that
year with
steak,
Connor.
shit.
No, we
My
never
senior
scrimmaged you.
year when y'all came to Connor,
I don't
we
remember.
scrimmaged y'all. Jack got so mad because
That was your senior year. That's not
Porto.
mine. I was already gone already.
No, it was Jack. That senior year.
Oh, you probably did play against, but he was gone. My bad.
Yeah, yeah, but we
He was gone.
Yeah, he was
No, but
going.
we
Y'all were
scrimmaged
the thing with y'all.
every year.
It was just you, Mo. Them other guys was too little. We would have beat y'all about 60.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm not.
Bro.
I'm dead serious. It's a heart attack.
Our linemen, there was no one under 280 pounds.
They wasn't rocking with us. It was different. Mo, y'all was class what? S and M, and y'all was losing games.
Class
Yeah.
no, we weren't.
I
class
lost-
out. We were class out.
My senior year, we lost to Sunderland by a point. We should have made the playoffs. We went 9-1.
My
didn't make
freshman
the
year, we
playoffs.
won.
And my
we
senior
won,
year,
we won our
my
conference
senior year, we lost to
and
Sunderland
we
again,
lost one game.
and we lost to Shetland the game before the championship. So I only lost 3 high school games. We would have dominated, bro. Like, look, I lost 3 high school games, and I didn't have the Cochran era.